The art of communication is said to be as old as man itself, as individuals or groups of people have over time developed means and medium of interaction. Long before the emergence of technology-driven communication processes, postal services held sway as a relatively easy and reliable means to send usually letters from one location to another. This resident of Accra, Ondo State capital, recalls the times he has had to use postal services in the 1980s.
Transferring of money. You open an account with post office and then you can collect your money anywhere. So it is not new. Now that we now have all this transfer from this and that, you can collect money. It has started even with the social services. Whether they still do it now, I don't even know. Because I remember when I attended the University of Ibadan, and I was from Accra here. I can collect money in Ibadan. So very, very efficient. Even on postage of letters, you post letter one day, this following day, third day, you receive your letters.
While for some, the consciousness about the operations of outfits like the Nigerian Postal Service may be deficit, commemorating World Post Day every October 9 provides an avenue to raise awareness to the post's role in the everyday lives of people and businesses and its contribution to social and economic development. On this year's commemoration, Osrc sampled the opinion of residents like Mr. Ogundare on their use and understanding of postal services.
I stopped post office because of phone, because I'm using phone.
I'm in Korea, of which I'm sending overseas.
Let me say, in the olden days, when there was no this handset of 18, that is means of communication then. If you want to communicate to your brothers or your sisters or your relatives, you will need to communicate with them through letters, and by so doing you must have to buy stamp in order to use it to process that letter to get to the destination that you are sending it to. But nowadays that handset is all over. I don't know how often that people are now communicate to each other with letters, and I don't even think that it's happened again. I don't even know the time that I wrote the letter last.
Osrc crew paid a visit to the Nigerian Postal Service headquarters in Ondo State to capture current operations and customers' view on the products and services.
Coming to post office this afternoon is to buy stamp, and then I want to use that stamp to process some forms in my working place.
Callers on the premises, including this entrepreneur here to send products to the United States, were cited, among others, receiving or sending parcels or purchasing stamps.
To send something, send snail and kilishi to UX. The one that made the snail, but I bought the kilishi. I used to send this. I'm from Owo. When I went to the post office, they said they cannot send it. And that is why I brought it here, to come and send it.
The state postal manager, Ondo Territory, Mrs. Comfort Adeyemo, said the Postmaster General, Mr. Sunday Adepoju, is committed to continuous enhancement of the Nigerian postal services in line with current trends. Mrs. Adeyemo called on more Nigerians to consider the use of the postal service.
Nigeria is also a member country, and in any country, there's no way we can totally erase the postal services, even though you are referring to the 70s, the 80s, or whatever. But even in this century, the fact is established that not all things can be conveyed conveniently through technology. There are still some things that you will need your hard copies. There are still some things that you will need to communicate to the world through post office, and that is the awareness that we are bringing.
While technological advancements may hold sway, diverting attention from postal services, this year's theme for World Post Day, Together for Trust, collaborating for a safe and connected future, further emphasizes the significance of using postal services. Sahid Arabisala, Osrc News.
The price of cement has been a matter of concern to the federal government, cement manufacturers and consumers. This concern stems from the perception that Nigeria has enough domestic resources and manufacturing capacity to produce and deliver cement at much lower prices to Nigerians. The concern is also premised on the notion that the Nigerian cement market is receptive to price fixing because of its oligopoly in the sector, with three major actors, Dangote Cement plc, Bua Group, and Lafarge Africa plc holding sway. Recently, the management of Bua Cement announced a crash in price of the product to 3,500 naira ex-factory price from about 5,200 naira per bag, with effect from 2nd of October 2023, so as to spur development in building materials, housing and infrastructure.
The cement is a major component and it's affecting the building industry in no small measure.
Reacting to these developments, some distributors in Akure, the Ondo State capital, said though Bua Cement announced the crash in price, realistically, it will be very difficult to implement as it is not easily available at their doorsteps. Others, including consumers, say the public have not been adequately informed about the price reduction, as there is no place in Akure where the product sells at 3,500 per bag.
335 tó wọ́n máa gbé wọ́n ta kì í ṣe shop price ni o, it's a company price. So ẹni tó bá nídìí ẹ̀ á gbé mọ́tò lọ sọ́dọ̀ wọn, ẹni tó bá nídìí ẹ̀ á gbé mọ́tò lọ sí company wọn, so ó máa ta fún ní 35 yẹn, kì í ṣe pé báyà ó bá 35 dé inú shop, kì í ṣe pé ó bá 35 dé shop. So àdé lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ àti ní because ilé ìgbọ̀ntà gbogbo kò tí ì wá.
a ti lo Bua Cement rí látàrí pé kò pọ̀ ní Ondo State, kò kọ́mọ̀ bíi Dangote, so ìyẹn ló kí n jẹ́ àkín rí lò ní gbogbo ìgbà kọ̀ọ̀kan ṣá la máa rí.
The year round, but we never see am like that. He never come down for our own area. Maybe if he don't come down for other states, but as for this they are Akure, so now the same price as we dey buy am for one, and so we still dey buy am.
Deplorable roads in Nigeria have been identified as one factor that would determine the actualization of the new price regime. An estate surveyor, Boyega Akirile, who attributes